The United States is reeling under New Year attacks. The authorities are investigating and probing into links between the truck ramming incident, and the FBI has identified the attacker as Shamsuddin Jabbar. The Texas man has been accused of driving a pickup truck into a crowd at Bourbon Street, and the man who detonated the Sabbath truck reportedly served at the same military base. Our next report gets you more details.
A festive New Year's celebration turns into a nightmare. The terror unfolded at 3 a.m. Wednesday in New Orleans, a city known for its vibrant nightlife. A white Ford pickup truck, accelerating dangerously, tore through the heart of the French Quarter. Moments later, the driver, identified as 42-year-old Shamsuddin Bahar Jabbar, was killed in a shootout with police. Shocked eyewitnesses recount the horror.
We could see from our window, because we were staying on the Canal Street side, some of the bodies that were being lined up on there. They had some tarp over there, and it was just scary, and I cried my eyes out, honestly.
A little over midway through this intersection, right, probably 20 yards from where he actually made impact with the people, and there were people everywhere.
Authorities reveal that Jabbar, a U.S. Army veteran from Texas, had loaded the truck with weapons and a possible improvised explosive device. His intent to cause maximum destruction is chilling. FBI agents are working to uncover whether the attacker acted alone or as part of a broader network.
The subject has been identified as 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas. He was driving a Ford pickup truck, which appears to be rented, and we are working to confirm how the subject came in possession of this vehicle. An ISIS flag was located on the trailer hitch of the vehicle, and the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations. Weapons and potential improvised explosive devices, IEDs, were located in the subject's vehicle. Other potential IEDs were also located in the French Quarter.
Speaking from presidential retreat at Camp David, President Joe Biden says the attacker was inspired by ISIS.
The FBI also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill. The ISIS flag was found in his vehicle, which he rented to conduct this attack.
This attack isn't an isolated event. Just last month, a vehicle rammed into families at a Christmas market in Magdeburg, Germany, killing 5 and injuring over 200. Similar incidents of turning a vehicle into a weapons has been seen in China, UK and France. Far-right extremists, lone wolf attackers, and those linked to the terror group ISIS have turned vehicles into tools of destruction. Adding to the unease, an explosion involving a Tesla Cybertruck outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas occurred on the same day. Elon Musk calls the explosion an act of terrorism. Investigators are exploring potential links between the two incidents.
Yeah, so the question is there any links to ISIS? And I will tell you that we don't have any indication of that here in Las Vegas. No overt ISIS flag as was seen in New Orleans.
As federal agents comb through evidence and interview witnesses, the historic French Quarter stands as a somber reminder of how quickly joy can turn to tragedy in today's uncertain world.
All right, now to give us more details on this, we're joined by our correspondent Susan Tehrani, who's joining us live from New York on the story. Susan, at this moment, the investigators have just come forth and said that the attacker in New Orleans reportedly has acted as a lone wolf and did not have any accomplices. This, of course, is the latest bit of information coming in. At your end, are you picking up anything about the motive as to what prompted this attacker to carry out this attack on the night of the New Year?
So, Mohammed, there's been several recent new developments in the past few hours. One of them being, yes, the FBI did say that But on the other hand, they had a phone call with members on Capitol Hill. They said that while he pledged allegiance to ISIS and was inspired by ISIS, they're also trying to figure out whether or not he was directed by ISIS or not. That's a key factor, and then that would lead to motivation. We're also learning that they've recovered phones and laptops as well. And officials are also waiting, notably those on Capitol Hill, to hear more about how they reached the conclusion that this was a lone wolf attack, considering the fact that there's still ongoing investigation to find out whether or not there was a connection between what happened in Las Vegas in front of Trump's hotel with the Cybertruck and what happened in New Orleans. While they say that there is no evidence as of now of a ISIS link, but it appears that he was also an Army vet. The individual, we're now learning more about the person that blew himself up in that Cybertruck.
Right.
He operated drones in the Army. He also used the same app to rent that Cybertruck as the individual in New Orleans did as well. So these are all pieces of puzzles that the FBI and investigators are trying to put together while also sharing the latest information with the public. There is an ongoing press conference right now happening as well.
Is the latest bit of information that is coming in, several developments that have taken place. The FBI, which is just giving a press conference as we speak, have pointed out that the New Orleans attacker reportedly acted all alone despite having pledged allegiance to the so-called Islamic State. Remember, the person who was inside the Cybertruck that blew up in front of the Trump Tower was also... there are connections that are being drawn at this moment, but these are still very early days in the investigation, and a much more clearer picture is yet to emerge. But the police now have stated that these two individuals may have acted separately and not in a coordinated manner. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.